Can you see this slide, everyone?
Yes, we can see.
So here you can see this is the slide. Sorry, this is the basic configuration. The wizard I was talking, just few minutes back, where you can see when you console the Epic and during the first boot, it will ask you like, would you like to edit the configuration? Okay, so this is the summary. Okay, this is the summary showing actually in the slide. So here it is saying, would you like to edit the configuration? If I say yes, then it will give me the option to edit. If I say no, then it will take that configurations and boot. So initially here it is showing the summary, but initially it will ask question like that: enter the fabric name. So whatever the information which is in the bracket, if you hit enter, it will take automatically. Like here you can see the fabric name is ACI fabric. So if I hit enter there, it will take that information automatically and become the fabric name as a ACI fabric 1. Then to say what is the fabric ID, though in the bracket it is 1, if you hit there, it will take automatically as a 1. Then it will say what are the number of active controllers in the fabric. So let's say in our lab we have only one Epic, so we will give there as one. In the production environment you have to write 3 or 5. We'll explain further why 3 and why 5, why not 2, why not 1. Enter the pod ID. So whole APIC and the fabric setup is known as a pod. So what is the pod ID? You can, let's say you have multi-pod environment. Okay, let's say you have a two data center and you have a one set of fabric, a leaf and a spine and APIC, and in another data center you have a leaf, a spine and the APIC. So you will name this pod as a pod ID 1 and another as a pod ID 2. Now if you are very much concerned about the uh, resiliency, then you can also configure some standby controller. So although there is not such a requirement because 3 epic is more than sufficient, but if you want that in case maybe my one of the epic went down immediately, from the standby another epic can take over, so you can also configure the standby controller. So in that case you have to say yes there. Here you have to put yes. So then the controller on which you are configuring this option, it will become a standby controller. Now it's saying what is the controller ID, you can say 1. So from the ID number 1 to 100, it is reserved for the epics.
Manish,
Remember.
I missed that standby controller.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Uh,
standby controller is nothing. So let's say if you have a 3 epic in your environment, okay, and
yes.
you are a banking customer or some financial customer. So what happens?
Okay.
Generally, you are not required because epic is not in the data plane. It is not in the control plane. So even if your 3 epics went down, even your in the disaster
Okay.
scenario, your 3 epics went down, your
Mm.
communication will not stop. The communication will work as it is.
Yes.
Only thing is you won't be able to configure any new policy. Okay.
Yes.
Now but let's say you are some banking customer, some financial customer, you have budget as well, and you are very much concerned that let's say my epic went down and epics are not in a minority status. We'll come on to that what is minority status. So for that you can also configure 3 epic in a standby. Their job is they will just wait for their role. They will just monitor the other epics which are active, and one, as soon as one epic went down, they will join the active role. Fine.
Okay.
So that is the job of standby
Yes.
controller. But if you ask me, in my environment there is no standby controllers. We have only 3 epic controllers
Okay.
inside one and 3 controllers inside two. That is more than sufficient. Now the
Okay.
enter the controller name epic 1 or whatever you want as per your naming convention in your organization you can give. And then here you can see the main things are highlighted, like the tap addresses. So here they have configured 10.0.0/16. Okay, and then they talk about the infra VLAN, and they say don't use the infra VLAN somewhere in the network. It should be not conflicting. So the give the infra VLAN like 3967, because in the if let's say if your ACI is going to connect to their legacy network, so in and legacy network is consist of your Nexus 7K and 5K, so they are up 3000 up to 66, and some 4 to 5 villains are there also reserved, and 4940 some villains are reserved, right? So you cannot use those villain, and also whatever the villains you are using in the legacy network you cannot. So the idea is use that villain which is not conflicting, so use that villain as a infra villain, and this villain is used by the leaf and spine for their internal communications. This is not going for the data communication, this is for the internal communication. Then the last and important point is out of band configuration. So what happen if you have out of band configuration in your network, out of band network is there, then you can connect 1 gig connection from the epic to the out of band, give the IP address, subnet mask and the gateway, and after that you configure admin credential like admin Cisco 123 or whatever you as a administrator want to configure. Then it will say then the last it will say would you like to edit the configuration. You will say yes, then it will give the option to edit. If you say no, then it will take that configuration and reboot. And once it reboot, then it will start then it would start discovering the fabric and assign one IP address to the entire fabric, and in this way whole fabric discovery will happen. So we will see in the lab the fabric discovery. Okay, 1 minute guys, let me bring to the paint. Mhm. Let me close this PPT. So here is my fabric. So you saw there the VTEP pool which we were given there. From that VTEP pool, we have this APIC has assigned one IP address, and these will use for the data plane communication. So this is very important. Okay, and all the important points I have written here. This is about, you can also say this is the prerequisites or this is the mandatory criteria for the fabric build actually. So whenever you are going for first time deployment, ensure the infra VLAN, ensure the VTAP pool, okay, and yeah, I mean, yes, these things you should consider, like how many leaf and spine you are going to connect, okay. So based on that, everything you prepare beforehand before going for hitting the physical connectivity. Fine, everyone?
Yeah, why three only? Why not four or that odd even? Why
Yes,
it's
yes, yes. Let me come to this. Generally, I explain this thing in the second. No worry. Okay, in the second session, for 1 minute, let me go to that point. What happen if this is the my epic? Let's say this is my epic. We have plenty of space, so I big draw big. I mean, and this is my epic, epic one. This is my epic two, and this is my epic three. Fine, fine, everyone. Epic one, epic two, epic three. Now, what happen when you create a object here? Object is equal to configuration C15G. When you create a configuration, that configuration is, or some, this you can also call it as a database. So this configuration or database will be divided into three parts, okay. And this part, each part is known as a SHRAD, I believe SRAD. Yes, spelling SHRD, no, SHRAD. Yeah, each part is known as SRAD. This gets replicated. This this gets replicated in epic, in each of the epic. Now consider a scenario when this epic went down for some time. Okay. So no matter which epic you access, you can do the configuration. First of all, note that. So let's say if this is 10.1.2.1, 10.1.2.2, 10.1.2.3. So you can log into the 10.1.2.2.1 and you can do the configuration. So this guy was down and you do the configuration. This guy has the latest replica of the configuration. This guy has the latest replica of the configurations. Now what happened? This guy come back. So this guy has a n minus 1 configuration and this guy has a n configuration. So this guy will say that, oh no, I have this configuration, I am the true source of configuration. This guy will claim, no, we are the true source of configuration. Then an election will happen. Since these two guys are having n configuration, I mean their database are totally synced, so they will be considered as a majority and this will not consider as a majority, so this will be taken into the account, this will be the ignored. So let's say if you have only, let's say you don't bring the third one, so what will happen? You cannot have a majority kind of thing, right? Like in voting, what happened? One should be happen as a majority to elect. Same process happen here. So if you take the even, then the majority will not happen, so you have to take the odd. So either you can take a 3 or you can take a 5, but generally 3 epic is more than sufficient in the production environment. So this is the reason why you need to take the, why you need to have a odd number of epics, why not even number of. And one more thing, just don't be confused. Let's say you can go log into the epic 1 and you do some configuration. Okay, so again that configuration will be divided and replicated to all of the 3, but whosoever is a leader for that shard or that database or the configuration, only that epic will program that information in the hardware. This is just I'm telling you for your information. If anybody asks you like who actually write the configuration, so what happened, they how they distribute the load between them. So let's say you create a bd2, so bd2 configuration will be shared to all of the epic, but only one epic for that configuration will become a leader and will write that configuration into the hardware. So it does not matter the you log into the epic 2 and you are doing bd2 configuration, but if for bd2 epic 1 is the leader, so epic 1 only will write that configuration to the hardware. So this is just for your internal information, don't get confused. So these are the reasons why we need odd number of the epics, and this is the way they program into the hardware. Fine, everyone?
Uh, I have one question.
Yeah.
BD2, you're saying BD2. What is BD2? You're saying
Ah,
what's the
okay, okay. Sorry, I use this term. BD2 is a bridge domain. Actually, in ACI VLAN, we call it as a bridge domain. Actually, so we will
okay.
talk. We will see how BD is related to the VLAN. But I'm talking. Let's say VLAN. Forget about BD. Let's say VLAN 2. Fine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Actually, in ACI, your layer 2 domain is known as a bridge domain.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Who is this? Sorry, sorry. I did not got
Izhar.
Ijaz. Okay. Fine. Ijaz. Okay, so this is why the epic. So now the second thing is when you connect the epics. Okay, let's say the epic one goes. Okay, you connect epic one, discover the fabric, and you are connecting the epic two. Then few things need to be matched. Okay, and those are known as a application vector information on the epic. So if you do go to the epics and do the AC DAG AV read, you will read that information. One is uh, software version, and pod ID and fabric name. This should match, otherwise they will not form a cluster. So this you can verify if the configuration is already done. I mean fabric is already built, so you can log into the each of the epic and you can run this command AC DAG, I mean ACI DAG AV read This is the command. This will give you the information like what is the IP address of these. Okay, what is the software version, what is the ID, fabric name, this information. You can just verify after the build. But before, if you are building for the first time, so this should match, otherwise they will not form a cluster. So this thing you should take care while doing the build of the fabric. Fine.